Speaking of lands, one of the portfolio chiefs on lands is Chief Carl Horn, and he joins us on the program on several issues today, and not all of them pleasant, some of them a little more difficult than usual. The arena, very recently, this past week, had some advertising put up that community members, certain community members objected to. So what can you tell us?
Well, obviously, it was an operational decision at the executive level, putting on ads on the boards or at the arena itself, and usually chief and council don't get involved in those type of decisions or approval. However, once it was brought to our attention by a few community members via letters of complaint, we felt that we had to address the situation in regards to the size of the sign and what was written on the sign. So we felt it was necessary to take down the sign. And this coming Monday, we're going to have a discussion on what type of signs can be put up at the arena, and we'll get a clear directive to management at the arena as well as operations within the MCK to make sure this doesn't happen again. Well,
for those who aren't aware, there was a big sign actually that was put up, an advertising sign for vodka that was behind the net. So when you walk into the sports complex, it's there. It's very impressive because no one ever thought of putting advertising there at that spot, and I think that's food for thought for other types of advertising, because it's a great location. But the fact that it was for alcohol had some people upset, because if you go back to the early days of the sports complex, there used to be a bar, and it was community members who said, look, we really don't want to promote that in a building that's designed especially for the youth, the children, things like that.
It's obvious that alcohol in the arena is a sensitive issue, and we felt as a council that we got to keep that consistent and make sure there's no signs of that nature. And like I said, we'll deal with it Monday and make sure it doesn't happen again.
Big chunk of change, though.
Yeah, obviously the arena has a deficit of probably close to $100,000 a year. With the ads, that sort of tries and offset that deficit. We're just going to have to go and find other ways to, minimize that deficit.
All right, let's move on. There's another issue that has reared its head in recent days and weeks. It's the issues of towers. A local company actually was putting up a tower to provide better Wi-Fi service in the community. They did some neighborhood consultations, and it seemed like things were going smoothly. The tower went up, things changed. What could you tell us?
Recently, we received a petition from a community, probably close to approximate 300 names. We're currently dealing with that petition and how we're going to move forward. In fact, we're meeting next Tuesday specifically on the cell tower issue, and we'll have a better understanding and indication how we're going to move forward, especially to address the petition, because anytime a petition comes to Chief and Council, we have to take it seriously, address it, and make sure the concerns and questions in regards to how the petition originated are addressed, and make sure we address those concerns.
It's going to be a tough one, because you have the neighbors are saying maybe they don't like a tower being in the neighborhood, and at the same time you have business, a local business who's trying to move forward on their, and this tower is on a location that they own. So this is what makes it kind of sticky.
It's never easy when you have to outweigh business and community concern. I mean, not everybody's gonna be happy. That's the nature of the business, and we'll do our best to make sure we find a medium ground for everybody involved. That meaning community who have the concerns, as well as the business person, if you want to call it that.
Moving on to another topic, and boy, you've gotten yourself into some files that all of a sudden are very exciting. The Kanawaki consultation is now underway, and of course now people are able to watch the documentary that's there on the history of the Kanawaki lease. There's also running the meeting that was held during the launch of that and the discussion that took place, some of it very colorful. Now, I guess the actual consultation is getting underway. So what can you tell us?
Well, right now we're at the point where we hired Linda Delorme. I'm sure people are aware in the community that she's going to handle the consultation phase aspect of it. I'll just go back a bit in regards to the actual Kanawaki file and how this consultation began. I want to make sure that we consult with community before we move forward on this file, because it's such a big file. It involves land, it involves community members. So I want to make sure community has an input or a say on the matter. Right now we're at the point where we have a website. I believe it's called KahnawakeLease.com. If community members want to log on and take a look, as well as information packages are going to be given to individual landowners, as well as community has an opportunity to get those packages at the meeting that we're having November 17th, 6 o'clock at the Golden Age Club. So I'm hoping a lot of community members show up to that meeting. It's not a community meeting on open discussion. It's a community meeting strictly on the Kanawaki lease, and anybody who has questions, concerns, we're hoping that we get a good turnout, because like you mentioned earlier, we had a good turnout for the launch of the video, which is airing currently on KTV or on channel 3 or 4 in the community, which is, I received nothing but positive feedback from community that, you know, they're being educated on the lease itself, and it's, it's a positive thing moving forward in regards to this lease.
All right, good stuff. Those packages, by the way, have been sent now off to the individual landowners, so things continue to move. Just a couple of quick questions. One I think you'll like. Were you happy with the Cubs winning this 108 years, but it was Cleveland? I was just wondering who you were picking for.
Well, I'm a New York Mets fan, but I'm a baseball fan in general, and you got to be happy to see the Cubs finally win after over 100 years. So it's definitely good for any baseball fan to be able to watch that.
And of course, Dwayne Zachary, the news this week that he was appointed to an impressive position. Just some thoughts about that.
Well, I just want to wish him congratulations, especially we sort of started out together in 1997. Myself, him, and the current Assistant Chief of Police, Jody Daiba, we were sort of the first ones to go to the training in Regina. And my hat's off to him. I mean, we started together. Now he's at the point in his career where he's being appointed high-profile positions, and on behalf of community, the council, as well as I'm sure his fellow officers, congratulations, Dwayne, and we wish you nothing but good luck.
All right.